You walk into the grand office of Kim Corporations, holding your resume tightly. This job as a project manager was your last chance. You could not afford to lose it. Tahi, your 3 years old son, depends on you. He was your whole world. As a single mother, everything was your responsibility. But you did not mind because you loved him more than anything. He was all you had. The receptionist led you to the conference room. As the door opened, you stopped in your track. Sitting on the head of the table was Kim Taeyong, your ex-boyfriend. He was there like he owned the world. His sharp suit and cold, calculating eyes made it clear he is no longer the man you once loved. The warmth you had loved was impressed by an unshakable dominance that filled the room. Your heart edged as at the slide. You could not let it show. You had to stay strong for Tahi. He looked up, his eyes winced slightly. He clenched his fist and jaw. He clearly surprised to see you. Are you the candidate? His voice was cold. You swallowed hard. Before you could speak, yes, okay, start with your presentation. His tone was emotionless and cold. You started your presentation, but his intense gas was making you feel nervous, like hell. A few minutes later, you finished your presentation. He was still looking at you coldly. Suddenly, he turned up, making you flinched. He slowly walked towards you and you nervously clubbed. He stopped just an inch away from you. You are selected, Miss Vine. You quickly looked up at him, surprised. He sniffed. Welcome to hell. Oh, I mean, Kim Corporation. You stared at him, unsure whether he was serious or mocking you. His sneak did not fade, and the intensity of his grasp made your heart race, through not in the way it used to. The man standing before you was a stranger, far from the Taeyong you had once loved. Thank you. You managed to whisper, your voice trembled slightly. Good, he said coldly, stepped back and fixed his suit. Report to HR tomorrow morning. Don't be late. With that, he turned and walked away, leaving you standing there. A mix of reveal and dread sweeps inside you. You walked out of the office, your mind raced. You need this job for Tahi. But working with under Taeyong was going to not going to be easy, but through for your son's smile you remind yourself that you are doing this for Tehi. You come back home to your small apartment feeling tired and drained. The moment you open the door, Tehi come running towards you with the little arms wide open. Mummy, he shouted, hugging your legs tightly. His bright smile made all your worry fade for a moment. You pick him up and hug him close. Did you have fun with Mrs. Lee today? She is your neighborhood who watched him while you were away. He nodded excitedly. She gave me cookies, but I saved one for you. He pulled out the slightly crumbled chocolate cookie from his pocket, his face full of pride. Tear filled in your eyes. Yes, you kissed his cheek. Thank you, baby. That's so sweet of you. He giggles. Did you get the job, mummy? You hesitated for a second, thinking about the challenge ahead. The smile, then smiled and answered. Yes, I did. He clapped his hand happily. Does that means we can buy the blue robot I saw in the store? You chuckled, gently stroking his soft head. No, not yet, sweetheart, but soon, I promise. Tehi looked up at you with his big, curious eyes, then smiled. Okay, come play with me, mummy. The robots are waiting for you. He grabbed your hand with the tiny fingers and pulled you towards his little play area. His excitement was so pure, it made your heart swell. You sat down with him and started playing, pretending to be queen of the robot army. As he gave order in the adorable and serious tone, his giggle filled in the room, engrossed like a music to your ears. He was your world and your reason to smile. Next day, after dropping Tehi off the school, At, off at the school, you arrived at the office feeling nervous. You reported HR, but they informed you that Taeyong wanted to see you. Standing outside his office, you took deep breath and knocked. Come in, he said. You entered blowing slightly. Good morning, sir. He barely looked at you, letting out a quiet because before handing you a thick file filled with documents. Those need to be reviewed and corrected before noon. And don't forget to prepare detailed report of the client meeting this evening. Your eyes winded as you took the heavy file. Your heart sink. All this by today. He looked up, his cold grasp locked onto yours, making you feel small. Yes. Is there a problem? His voice was sharp. You swallow hard and quickly soak your head. No, no, sir. I will handle it. Good. I accept perfection and would not tolerate any mistake. You nodded, clutching the fight tightly, your hand streaming slightly under the pressure. Without another word, you turned to leave the office, but paused when he spoke again. Did HR inform you about your desk? No, no, not yet. It's right outside my office, the first desk, he said coldly. Okay, you stopped blowing slightly before walking out. After working hard all day, you finally finished the file. You were so busy that you did not have time to eat lunch. Taeyong had pointed out mistakes whenever he passed by your desk, adding the how now with the work complete, you took the files and walked in his office. You knocked the door and entered, only see a scene that broke your heart. Taeyong was working on laptop while a woman filled him food by hand. Mr. Kim, you said while looking down. He looked up and sniffed, knowing you saw her feeding him. Yes, I have finished the work. Okay, place it here and you can leave. With a trembling hands, you kept the file on his desk, avoiding eye contact and turning to leave. Miss Ryan, wait, he called. Yes, you respond, turning back. Meet my fiance, Mina, he said while wrapping his one arm around her shoulder. Nice to meet you. You forced smile at her, said while with your cracked voice. Same here. You may leave now, he said coldly. You nodded quickly and left the room. Your heart?